Welcome to Real Estate U with Letty Ann.
Welcome back to Real Estate U with Letty Ann. I'm grateful that Krista Williams, the founder of Neatly Done KC, that's like Kansas City, Neatly Done KC, an organizing company, locally owned and based right here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. Welcome back, Krista.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Awesome.
Love doing these.
So fun. So we shot the first episode together, and it was just like a wealth of information. I'm hoping people absorbed it, perhaps taking notes. But now let's dive in a little bit deeper. What would be the next? What's the next step? Because we kind of gave DIY tips for people. I love your acronym SPACE. Let's just review that. SPACE. Go ahead and tell us again what that means.
So that acronym is what we use to organize any space. So the first step is sort, then purge, then assign a space for everything that you have left, then containerize, which is a word I made up, basically figure out what bins and stuff you need, and then E is equalize, which means you just need to maintain the space and maintain the system that you've developed and set up.
Love it. So what's the next step that you think people need to know, or how you'd like to provide value to the consumers and those watching, whether you're renting a home or sharing a space with a roommate, or you're a homeowner and you just really want to start getting organized?
I thought we could talk about the areas that we get the most calls about at our business.
Perfect.
So people call us a lot for pantries and also for garages. So vastly different spaces, but two areas that I feel like people are in a lot and can easily become messy and kind of out of sorts and chaotic, and they just like throw up their hands and they're like, I don't know what to do. Come help me. So those are the areas that we get questions a lot about. So I wanted to just kind of talk about how we organize those spaces, give you some of our tips that we use.
Beautiful.
And then so that you can do it yourself, maybe a little bit
So
quicker.
those are the top two spaces.
Yep.
So not really kitchen, because I can't,
Kitchen.
because
Yes. Kitchen goes along with pantry, but
To
I
some
would
degree,
I would
right.
say that most people call us first about their pantries, and then typically, this is pretty much almost how it goes with 90% of our clients. We do their pantry, and then they're like, and can you come back and do my kitchen? And I'm like, yes, we can, because it looks so amazing.
I
and
said both to you at the same time.
Yeah. But
Although
your
you were
kitchen,
proud of me.
Your kitchen is on point, my friend. Looking good.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I like organizing.
And really, your pantry is not that bad either.
I like things in order.
Yes.
So.
Well, it makes everyone, there is a scientifically proven thing that order makes your mental health just that much better. Like you're just calmer. So
Whatever it takes.
100%.
All right.
Okay. So pantries, back to pantries. Okay. So the first thing you want to do when we come in and we are assessing the space is we kind of figure out what's the overarching problem. So generally the overarching problem is it's just like out of order, and there's no rhyme or reason in the pantry, and things are just kind of thrown in there. Or the other common issue that we see is there's just not enough space. So that's really common with homes that either don't have a walk-in pantry, or they're just using their cabinet, or a space where people are renting, or it's a really small condo or an apartment.
And that's more often than not. So those without a walk-in pantry, they're maximizing their cabinets.
Yes.
What's the Hail Mary there for those folks?
Yours truly does not have a walk-in pantry either. So what we always recommend is that you have to figure out what cabinets that you can use and like purpose as a pantry. And then also, if you don't have enough space, you need to think creatively about your space that you do have in your kitchen, and then maybe even outside of your kitchen. So we always talk about back of cabinet doors, or back of doors that are adjacent to your kitchen. Can we use that and put like an organizer on there? The other thing we always recommend is there another area in your home that we can store things that you don't use as often? So for instance, I have a lot of my entertaining pieces in our storage room, because I don't have room for all these bulky entertaining pieces in my kitchen. They're taking up precious space. I call it precious real estate. I'm like, prime real estate cannot be taken up by things that you just don't use very often. There's
Maybe
no reason.
4 times a year or something.
Right. So I'm like, I just go downstairs and pull them out of the basement whenever we need them. So that is the first thing to do, is just figure out like what's the overarching problem, and then you can attack it better. Because if it's space, then you have to figure out, if you don't solve the space problem first, then you're never going to be organized. You're just going to kind of be reshuffling things, and you're just going to be frustrated. So the first thing is figuring out what the problem is so you can address that overall just whenever you're walking into your pantry. And I would say that if you have a walk-in pantry, space is not your problem. It's usually too much stuff. Generally.
Right. The bigger the space, the more stuff we put in it.
Right. You're just filling it. I would say I don't think we've done a walk-in pantry where we have needed additional space once we're done with the project.
Makes sense.
The homeowner might say, I think we need additional space. And I'm like, I don't think we do. Once we go through this process, I think you're going to see that you have everything that you need and even more, and you have enough room for it. So that's the first thing we do. So then we start the process, the space. We run through the space thing. So we come into somebody's pantry. We literally pull everything out. So I tell them, clear all your countertops off, maybe even some floor space, put a sheet down on the floor and on your countertops to protect it, and just pull everything out of your pantry and sort it into like items. So with organization, another little buzzword that I like to throw out is keep like with like. So when you're sorting, keep your cereal together and keep your oatmeal by your cereal and keep all your breakfast items together. And then also you want to subcategorize as much as it makes sense for your items. So for some houses, for example, they just need to keep all their baking ingredients together because they don't really bake very much. Other households have lots of baking things. So they need to subdivide by like decorating, by food coloring, by baking mixes, and then baking ingredients. So it kind of just depends on what your collection is. So that's why every project is really different.
I just want to rush home. I'm so inspired. I'm wickedly inspired right now. I truly am. I'll see ya.
So everybody's different. No, get back here. Okay, I'm taking over the podcast now. I love it.
You can.
I love it.
You could be a guest host.
I love it. I would love to. Okay.
Let's do it.
Tangent.
All right.
Bunny trail. Okay.
Back on it.
Anyway, so you've sorted and you have a hot mess in your kitchen right now. And then you're going to purge. So you're going to throw away anything that's expired and anything that you bought and no one is eating.
Or you can donate those unexpired items,
yes.
Please. Put a donation basket.
You can definitely
together,
donate those.
please.
A lot of, I would say a good place that we donate a lot of unopened food that's not expired is food pantries, and a lot of local churches have those. Right. So just maybe call some of your churches that are close to you.
Or put it out there on your Facebook page and just say, hey, I've got there's 2 bags of food.
Totally.
Where can I take it?
Exactly.
And 100 people.
Yes, but I mean, don't donate the canned goods that expired in 2006.
Yeah, that's bad. Really bad. That's just lazy. Put it in the trash.
Our record, I think, is a 2005er that we found in someone's house. 2005.
Well, maybe they've been there a long time.
It just happens.
It totally happens.
And also, it gets shoved to the back of your pantry, and you have no idea what's back there.
Do you kind of feel like we're talking like 2 California Valley girls? Is that okay to say?
Yeah, it's okay to say. I think that was maybe somebody had a nickname for that for me when I was in high school. Real?
Oh, they did? Because I'm starting to mirror you.
Yeah, maybe. And also, like a crazy I California talk really fast. So
I hadn't noticed. What are you talking about?
Where your spine need to be reminded to slow down. But it's so exciting to me.
Let's go, sister.
Okay, so you're purging, getting rid of things, and then you're assigning the space. So this is where you need the plan. I was talking about how we sketch out the space when we come to your house and we take measurements. So you need to take measurements of your pantry. How long are your shelves? How deep are they?
Don't buy the containers before you start the process. Because you're at the store going, I would just get these for later.
Don't do that.
9 times out of 10, those containers end up not working.
Totally. Okay. It's not the right thing, and you are going to be sad. And you're going to have to go to the store like 5 times because you're going to be running back and forth, and that's frustrating.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Okay, so then you're going to assign everything a space, and when you do that, think zones. So keep all the snack items together, all your breakfast items together, all your canned goods together, all your baking ingredients together. So decide where those zones should be in your pantry. Like if you have kids, do you want them to access the snacks? Put them on a lower shelf. If you do not, put them up high. My kids, we have a sweets basket up high because I do not. They will eat sugar all day long if I give them access to it.
Don't they know where the step stool is?
They do, Letty Ann, but it's really high.
I won't tell them.
They know.
They could hurt themselves.
It's true.
And if someone fell, you'd know that they were after the sweets.
It's true. It did happen. The sweets bin, my husband likes to buy the sweets in our household, and it got really heavy. And one of my daughters pulled it down, and it boom, crashed all over the floor.
Keep the sweets up high if you want to keep kids out.
No more too many ding dongs in our house. We're good.
We've got 10 minutes. So I don't want to get to the garage because I know that's your second.
Yes. I'm trying to think anything else. I don't think there's anything else crucial about the pantry you need to know, but just know, the containing though is sometimes difficult with a pantry. Okay. 3 tips. 1, buy bins that fit your budget. So think about your budget. A walk-in pantry can be an investment to organized. But once you've bought all the bins and the containers, it's not a project that you're redoing in 3 to 5 years. You're done.
Everything has a place.
You're done, and you're not doing anything for years, except for maybe tweaking it, adding a bin here and there.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, it's true. Unless maybe you're like family structure changes
Or
wildly.
you have like 5 kids.
Totally. You start adding a bunch of kids. But if, I don't know, it kind of depends. Good point.
How
Depends
do you add
on your
kids?
face.
But that's never mind.
That's a whole nother topic,
Right.
Lydia.
Okay. Let's get to the garage.
Okay, let's talk about the garage. Okay, so the garage is like a giant puzzle. It's so fun, but it's a huge space. So first of all, know that it's a really big project if you take it on yourself. So don't go into it thinking you're going to get it done
Like
in a
pull
day.
everything out into the driveway.
Yes.
And then now it's dinner time.
100%.
And then you're like, let's just put it all back in.
Yeah, you're like, we didn't do anything. That's so annoying. Okay, so you want to just tackle one spot at a time in your garage. So maybe it's just one wall, it's one area, however your garage is oriented, just do one. Now, when we come into your garage, we get it all done in a day. Like we pull it all out, we sort it, we purge it, we organize it.
Because you have a plan.
Because we have a plan and we have a team
And
of
you have
like
measurements.
4 of us that come and
Good.
we are like, we attack it. But if you do it on your own, it's a big, big project. So don't do it. Okay, but you do want to pull everything out eventually. And when you're pulling things out and sorting it, get tables because there's a lot of heavy things and you don't want to have to be bending over to like sort things and purge through
Good
things.
point.
So that's my number 1 tip. Get tables. And if you're putting things on the ground, get like a tarp or an old sheet that you can put things on so they're not damaged.
Great point.
We
We tend to just want to get started and
yes.
forget that, oh, that's really heavy. Put it down. Oh, honey, move that out of the way. Oh, then you move it. And then
Yeah. And then there's like oil on your driveway or something like that, or whatever it is. So it's the same process. You're
Tables
sorting
and
things.
tarps.
Yeah, you're sorting things and you're purging things. And if you know that you have a garage that you need a lot of purging, number 1 tip is line up a trash removal, a junk removal service, and even maybe a donation service pickup before
or a dumpster?
or a
is that
dumpster. If you
small dumpster, maybe?
yeah, small dumpster if you have that much.
Okay.
It's crucially important because otherwise you're going to be like, I just purged all this stuff and now I have like a whole pile of stuff on my driveway.
What do I do with it?
What do I do with it?
Mhm.
So do that up front if you know that you're going to have a lot of things to purge and get rid of. And there's a lot of donation services that will come and pick it up at your house. So that's a really nice thing to schedule kind of ahead of time, what we do for our clients. And then once you've got everything purged, that's like phase 1 and you're going to be tired. And so you're probably going to stop after that. And if you have to stop, then what I recommend is just put everything back in your garage. Put it in like by how you have it sorted. Put all your lawn equipment together. Keep
Just
things
for now.
Just for now
'Cause
to
you're
hold it
yeah.
if you don't have time to
Gotcha.
like then do the actual organizing because really the sorting and the purging in a garage is a lot of physical labor and it's just
that could be one day for
easily
a couple or a family or
yes,
something.
easily could be one day.
Okay.
So then second day is you have to decide, okay, where is everything going to go? So in a garage, you have to think about shelves and you have to think about hanging things and using your vertical space. Highly important. So from a shelf perspective, I have to think about, okay, where can we put shelves and what items need to be on shelves? So shelves are good. Anything that can be hung should be hung first. That's my number 1 recommendation. So things that can be hung are bikes, strollers, lawn chairs, scooters, all your yard tools, your rakes, your shovels, your brooms, your weed eater, all that stuff. Anything that can be hung, hang it up.
Okay.
And then the rest of the items are bulky items like your car care, your lawnmower, gas, your stuff to take care of your lawn, your bird seed, your pest control. There's so many things. Kids' toys like chalk and bubbles and all that stuff. All that stuff needs to go in a bin on a shelf and labeled.
bin on a shelf.
In a
not
bin
just
on a shelf. The big, really bulky things like if you have a shop vac or you have, like I said, like your gasoline tank for your mower, that stuff doesn't need to go in a bin.
Yeah.
But anything else that's kind of loose, cans, toys, loose and small, in a bin, categorized, labeled on a shelf.
Likes together.
And from a shelving perspective, you've got choices. You can do like just freestanding ones. I recommend that you not buy shelves that are 24 inches deep. That's a knit. That's a real knit. That's getting
Say that
real
again.
particular.
So I'm just
Don't buy a shelf that is 24 inches deep in a garage. A lot of people buy you go to Home Depot. There's lots of shelves that are either
too wide.
it's too wide because it's really difficult to find containers that will be that deep. So then you're not utilizing the full shelf. And then your natural inclination is going to be to fill the whole thing. So then things get shoved to the back. Oh, sorry, I hit my microphone.
Okay.
Things get shoved to the back and you...
So what's the appropriate shelving size?
18-inch deep shelves. Okay. Numero uno recommendation.
18-inch shelves.
Yes, 18-inch. Yes, and you can buy the wire ones. Those are really great because they're super sturdy. They're a little bit more expensive, but not horrible. You can buy them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Container Store. And then also they sell wall shelving units if you want your shelves secured to the wall versus just a freestanding shelf that's kind of more wobbly if you're concerned about that. The Container Store sells wall systems that are amazing that I love.
I'm going to interject a real estate thing. And we have 4 minutes left. Andy's telling me. A real estate thing is if you do buy shelves that you affix to the wall.
Yes.
But you want to take them with you, you need to put that in your seller's disclosure that those shelves aren't staying.
Good disclosure.
Yeah, because anything that's actually affixed to the wall
is part of the home.
I mean, minus prints.
Yeah.
But mirrors, yes. You know, 'cause oftentimes people take their bathroom mirrors down and that's, It's okay, but we can talk about that later.
That's a good point. But, I would say, though, a shelf that's affixed to the wall, in general, looks a little higher end in a garage and also increases your home's value, I would say.
Totally. And then especially if you say, actually, shelves in garage stay, they're affixed and they're yours.
Yeah, they're amazing. So. And especially if you've got this, if you've got a home that's organized and looks amazing, I mean, it's just makes your home sell that much quicker.
True. Even if you're like, well, we're going to move in 2 months. Well, no better time than the present to purge, put likes together, and
get
look
yourself
amazing,
organized.
Show ready.
Completely.
For that. So one more thing is, if you have a floating floor garage, so you have, it's escaping me now because I didn't have breakfast.
I love it.
You have, it's excavated under the garage. There's actually a room under your garage.
Gotcha. Yes.
Help me with the name.
I don't even know. I know what you're talking about. But
I say it every day.
Floating floor. Let's go with it.
What's a floating floor? There's a space around the garage. So if you're hosing out that space, the water actually goes down below. You have to be very.
No idea.
Yeah. So that's something. I just taught you something.
Look.
I love it. So if you're actually hosing out that garage, and I'll get the name, or we're going to put it up, and maybe it's in the chat. Maybe
somebody knows.
It's suspended slab garage.
Oh, suspended slab garage.
Yeah, it's a suspended slab garage because there is a room underneath the garage floor, kind of like if you were in a parking garage, for lack of a better analogy.
Yeah. So
there's a space around. So when you're actually hosing the garage, water will go down. So keep the water away from the ends.
Yeah.
So
just use or use your broom. Don't use your hose. Just broom it or your blower.
2 minutes, my friend.
2 minutes. Trying to think what else. The other thing I really like to talk to people about with garages is a lot of times people don't have a mudroom in their home or it's small.
Right.
So a garage is a great place to put a makeshift mudroom. So think about where you could utilize your wall space and put some shelves to put shoes and maybe put some hooks above to do backpacks, purses, or like in the summertime, great for like wet towels, swim bags, etc. It's kind of just nice to make a little makeshift mudroom right outside your door that goes into your house.
I've even seen a nice piece of carpet.
Yes.
What do you call that extra piece of carpet?
I don't need a remnant.
That. A rug.
A rug.
A rug. It's time to eat. That stays clean. It doesn't have oil on it.
Yes.
That they can actually change their shoes, put their slippers on.
Love it.
And things like that. So
it's great to just kind of think about what else you need and what your garage could help with.
Krista Williams, folks. Krista Williams is the founder and owner of Neatly Done KC. It's an organizational company locally owned and operated right here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. We have Krista's contact information below. Please follow her on her socials, Instagram, Neatly Done KC, like Kansas City, as well as Facebook. And we thank you for listening today to Season 3 of our podcast series, Real Estate U with Letty Ann. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.